pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Every crisis has new heroes. During the 9/11 attacks, they were the first responders running into the burning and crumbling buildings as others ran out. Now, during the coronavirus pandemic, the most visible heroes are the healthcare professionals who are saving others and risking their own lives while doing so. They are ordinary. In fact, they represent the diverse fabric of our country. They are rich and poor, black and white, male and female. They come from every ethnicity and background. In short, they looked like any one of us. As we celebrate the selflessness and untiring performances of the healthcare workers during the COVID-19 pandemic, it brings to mind the military medics, doctors, and nurses who sacrifice their lives while treating others on the battlefield. Approximately 1 million men and women of the U.S. military have lost their lives in defense of our nation since the founding of this great republic. This Memorial Day, as we continue to honor those who fell in battle for us, let's also pause to remember those who also sacrificed their lives while serving others. May God bless them. May God bless you for remembering them here today. Thank you for God and country.
Almighty God, in your hands are the living and the dead. We give you thanks for all those who have laid down their lives in the service of our country. May they rest in peace, and may your perpetual light shine upon them. May their good works of seeking justice for the oppressed and peace for all mankind be rewarded with success, that their sacrifices shall not have been in vain. And may we never fail to remember the awesome cost of the freedom that we enjoy. All this we ask in your holy name. Amen.
We set aside one day every year to do something that we should do every day of the year. And that is remember not just those who put on the uniform of the country and served us in times of peace or in times of war, but those that put their lives on the line for us and died in the service to their country. What makes it particularly poignant is that most of the people that died in military service were young people with their whole lives ahead of them. Young men, 20, 22 years old. They left small towns and they were sent wherever Uncle Sam sent them, to the beaches of Normandy, island hopping in the South Pacific, to Pork Chop Hill or the Chosin Reservoir in Korea, to the jungles and the deltas of South Vietnam, into the sands of the Middle East, because we felt as a nation that it was important for us to stand up for our freedoms. And those young men and women stood in the way and lost their life and took the ultimate sacrifice for those freedoms. So we have to show that respect back. Memorial Day is a structured time to do that. In every one of our communities, there are little monuments with the names of the individuals, and we should take time, we should stop, we should look at the names, and we should remember that every name there was an actual human being, somebody who had the same feelings we did and didn't get the chance to live a full life. Many of them as young men, women, didn't have a chance to grow up, get married, have family of their own. They missed all the World Series and the ice cream cones on the village green. But they did it for us, and we owe them a debt of gratitude. The American Legion Post 1038 here in Valhalla is repaying that debt by never forgetting that the honored dead made a sacrifice that exists for now and forever. Thank you.
Broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave birth to the night.
This is County Legislator Margaret Cunzio. Memorial Day is the day set aside to remember with gratitude and pride all those who served and died for our country and our freedom. Thank you to those who made the ultimate sacrifice and to their families who live with their loss. God bless America.
Happy Memorial Day to the town of Mount Pleasant and to the United States of America. The past few months have been very challenging times for our town, our state, our country, and the whole world for that matter. On this Memorial Day now more than ever, we must learn to appreciate those freedoms and those we honor today, who continually fight and die for. Those men and women all gave some, others gave all, to preserve this great bastion of freedom. We now realize how precious those freedoms are and how easily they can be lost and taken away. To respect the sacrifices of those we honor today, let us never allow our freedoms to be taken lightly, to be taken for granted, or to be taken away. Once you allow those rights to be picked away a little at a time, before you know it, they are gone and they're never coming back. Too much has been sacrificed throughout our history to allow anyone in any position to attempt to take away those freedoms. Again, let us honor those sacrifices by those that came before us, those that ran towards danger to protect those that followed. Those names that are etched in the hearts of loved ones, they're all heroes. Forgetting those sacrifices, not taking the time to respect and remember, will allow those who wish to take those freedoms to win. Thank you to all our veterans, those with us today, those that are no longer with us, and those that made the ultimate sacrifice. We shall never forget.
I am Chief Paul Oliva of the Mount Pleasant Police Department, and on behalf of all of the members of the Mount Pleasant Police Department, I'd like to wish you a happy and safe Memorial Day. It is an honor to serve and protect in the community where I grew up. I have the privilege to do this only because thousands of members of our military believed in the greatness of our country and backed up that belief with their lives. So have a happy and safe Memorial Day. And in their honor and spirit, be strong and courageous. Together we will overcome adversity. Have a great day. Thank you.
Good evening. This is the night before the beginning of Memorial Day weekend, usually a time when we gather in the village of Valhalla for our ceremonies every year. Not this year, it's a little bit different, but I still wanted to take the opportunity to wish everyone well. Memorial Day is significant, very significant. It's a time to reflect, to pause and to think about all of those veterans that served our country to give us the freedoms that we now enjoy, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. For me, it's also an immigrant story. My grandfather, Rocco Lombardi, came to this country as a young man. Even though he was an Italian citizen, he volunteered and served in World War I. It's because of him and all the thousands, maybe even millions of soldiers that fought to defend our freedom that I'm able to enjoy the life that I've had. The opportunity to go to college, to build a home, to raise a family, to work as a nurse, and the greatest honor I've ever had, to serve as an elected official here in the town of Mount Pleasant. I wish you all well this weekend. Enjoy, but please remember our veterans. Please remember that Memorial Day is more than just picnics and barbecues. It's a time to really cherish what we have as Americans. Thank you all. Have a nice evening. Good night.
eternal God, we praise you again for the remembrance of those who have fought and died for this great land, America. We thank you for your providence that has made war against this nation to cease. Grant to us your continued blessing of peace with all mankind. As we meet here for the purpose of setting aside a day to remember all those who have paid the price of peace, especially those who are still prisoners of war and their sacrifices that we might live. Accept our gratitude and make us more worthy of their sacrifices. Help us to follow more closely your ways that peace and good might abound throughout the world. Thank you for the many blessings which you have given to our country, and grant that we may be enabled to use them better to your service. Lead us all to like-mindedness and fellowship that makes for the establishment and maintenance of rightful and abiding peace. Through our faith in your power, we make our prayer. Amen.